¿Qué pasa? Antonio Serrano here, and today we are going to show you an outstanding video, one of my favorite types of video, which are basically my top 5 routines in a very specific kind of magic. I'm here in the sofa, a little bit more relaxed. That's something that I love here. We are pretty close to summer right now, this time of the year, and I would like to talk to you right now about my top 5 cups and bowls routines. I am not a cups and bowls performer. The routine that I most of the time perform and I prefer most of the time is the chop cup. I love that routine. I think that it fits very well my character. I feel like the chop cup is a little bit more a silly trick, like a fast, snappy trick, and the cups and the bowls is like more elegant. It's more of a procedure. Like, look at my hands, look at this, look at the stuff, right? So I never felt like a cups and balls performer, right? So I would like to shine a little light done about this topic, and I'm gonna give you, I have the notes here in my phone, my top 5 best cups and balls routine. At 5, I have David Williamson routine. It is a great routine. He uses a couple of cups, a couple of bowls, the one, and I love it. It's as silly as hell, but I love the moment when everything turns crazy, which for the crowd is crazy, but you know that he has everything down to perfection. And he starts taking balls out of the cups, taking balls out of everyone's pockets, ears, and he takes the one and he goes and from the end of the one a ball appears. He's like, tap the cup, no, this one, give me the one. A ball appears and he put the ball in the pocket. Be careful with this. So it is great, and I love when one of the spectators taps with the cup, and a lemon appears, taps the other one, and another lemon appears, taps the other one, 3 lemons appear, and when he wants to put the one inside the doctor's bag, the doctor's bag is full of lemons, and in one of his TV appearances, a rain of lemons appear on top of them 3. Is an outstanding routine. And there was a video and I could not find it. I would love to find it and download it. That's a very important tip. Every time I see a good performance of a magician, every time I see a good video and I'm like, oh my god, I love this trick, I love how he performed this, I always download the video. If the video is in a platform where you cannot download it, I screenshot the hell out of that video and I keep it inside of a folder that I have in my computer, and I love watching those videos. There is a ton of videos that I would love to have, and I completely forget how the name of the channel on YouTube or anything like, or something like that, and I could not find it. And one of those videos is David Williamson performing the cups and balls with 2 regular coffee mugs and some cherries, and he's eating the cherries and and dropping the cherries in his inner pocket, like, wait a minute, I have my pet here, and spitting the pips inside the pocket, and he's using the coffee mugs to produce the cherries as balls, and then he produced like apples or lemons and underneath, and this was done like in a ring room for dancers and all the stuff, and under the table he has like a big bag full of lemons, and he dropped them on the table, and to finish the routine he grabs the cloth over the table and he drags the cloth, and some props are still on the table, some props completely fly out together with the cloth. It's like a chaos, like a total controlled chaos. That's what you get when you see David Williamson perform, and his caps and ball routines is nothing short of that. And as I told you, it's a 2 cups routine. I have here 2 cups routine, 3 cups routines. At number 4 I have Michael Amar. What a great, this routine could perfectly be in number 1, but it's presentation, like method wise and presentation wise, is as perfect as you can get. Michael Amar routine, I love him, how he loads the cups, how he's eliminating cups one by one, and he finishes with the 3 cups and 1 ball, like he's going to do some kind of a gambling demonstration, and then the fruit appears. Is incredibly well done, and I love his thoughts to combine the cups and balls with the bill in lemon. I love how he accomplishes that, right? One of the main issues with bill in lemon is like people want to have a lemon completely examined, like the lemon is completely normal, and the lemon is in full view even before the bill gets introduced and signed. And combining that routine, the bill in lemon, with the cups and balls takes away all of the heat, takes all of the heat out of the lemon and all of the examination, and it's great. You should take a look at Michael Lamar live act at Penguin Magic live lecture, and it's great. It's like it's very little that you can do to improve that outstanding cups and balls routine from Michael Lamar. Number 3, Tommy Wonder. One more time, a 2-cup routine. I think now that I'm starting to take a look at the number of cups, I am realizing that I am more of a 2-cup guy than a 3-cup guy. But let's face it, at the end of the day, the thing is having a good routine, an interesting routine. And Tommy Wonder routine, it's great. Something that I love about Tommy Wonder routine is that he is not using like fruit and very big balls as productions. The only productions that he uses are the bag that he uses to keep the cups and balls inside, and the pom-pom that is attached to the string of the bag. So the big productions that he used to finish the routine are things that are in plain sight. So he's not using loads, final loads that people are going to be shocked by, like, oh my god, a fruit, oh my god, a very big ball, a baseball. No, he's using things that are on the table. So the amazement, the surprise of the loads is not only how did he get that inside the cup, there is also the fact, the surprise of how did he get that was on the table and put it under the cup, and we didn't miss it. We didn't miss the bag and the pom-pom. At some point he took that from the table and he loaded in the cup, but we never saw it. So it's great how psychological Tommy Wonder's effects are. Like, it's not only a load, it's a vanish also, because it is in plain sight the whole time. So it is a great routine. He has a great face in the hands of the spectators. It's great. It's like perfection. Number 2, my top 2 cups and balls routine, I gotta give it to Gasso. What a great street cabaret stage. You can put Gasso at the very top of the Eiffel Tower and he would impress the heck out of the Eiffel Tower. It's that good of a comedian, performer, magician, everything you can name. I saw his appearance on Penn and Teller Full-Ass. I saw his Penguin Live lecture, and it's very difficult to get better than that. The amount of fruit that he produces, the melon under the hat. I have seen a lot of people doing that. Very few people do it as well as he does. I loved all of the bits and business, the gags. Sometimes he used the squeaker gag with the spectators, all the stuff, the gags like 1, 2, 3, and in very different languages to count 1, 2, 3 balls, 1, 2, 3 cups. It's simply great. Is when you are a street performer, you are very focused on entertaining people. When you perform at private events, theaters and stuff like that, you only focus about the artistic aspect of your tricks. But when you are a street performer, the main focus is on the entertainment, because if people walk away, you have no show. So it is great to see this guy Gasso work the caps and balls the way he does. It's outstanding. So okay, before going to my top 1, my favorite cups and balls routines, I have to give some honorable mentions to Paul Garner steel cups and balls, which is great. The way he handles every load, because he is loading steel balls, small steel balls and bigger steel balls under the cups and balls. So the way he choreographed everything, so every time that he's loading something, he's moving something in another place. So if there is any kind of little sound when he loads something, he's also making sound at another place. So you think that the sound is coming from another place. Is great. Basically, no pun intended. The only thing that I can say about this routine and Paul Garner is that he truly has some steel balls. Also, David Regal, Caps and Balls and Caps and Balls, I think that it was called something like that, is a great routine. He performs a great Caps and Balls sequence talking about when he was a child and he got his first magic kit with the plastic caps and balls that were yellow, blue and red, and he performs caps and balls with normal metal aluminium caps and balls, and at the end he produces from under the caps and balls the little plastic caps and balls, and under those little plastic caps and balls there are big balls, like big final loads. So it's like small cups, and under the small cups small balls, and it's like, this is unbelievable. This is truly unbelievable. So what a great routine. And I love those callbacks, like you start the routine talking about when you first started in Magic with the plastic cups and balls, and at the end of the routine the plastic cups and balls appear. So it's like truly magic. Truly, I always talk about, if the only thing that you can give to your audience is magic, there is a very little percentage of people that is going to be amazed by you. But if you can give your audience magic, comedy, storytelling, surprises, poetry, beautiful imaginary, more people are going to be surprised, because maybe some people don't like magic, but some people in the audience that doesn't like magic, they like comedy. Some people, maybe they don't like comedy, they don't like magic, but they like storytelling. And I love when I finish a show and people say to me, oh my god, I never been into magic, but I love how well scripted everything was and how everything was related to everything, and you tell us a story during the show. That's a positive comment, a positive criticism that I get a lot from people, that is like, yeah, I feel like I have seen a play, not only a magic show. And that's great, and that's what David Regal accomplishes in this routine beautifully. More honorable mentions: Penn and Teller, Caps and Balls, obviously, what a great routine, what a great bit of business, and it's like everything is like pretty down to earth, plastic cups, aluminium foil ball, which is something that I use in my chop cup routine. I don't like that look of the magician crochet ball, I hated it. I love using a tin foil paper ball, pretty classic. No one is going to suspect that that ball is gimmick in any way, shape or form. And I love when they use the plastic cups. It's great, and I think that it is a great way to show that you don't need expensive props, big props, to be a good magician. You just need to have a very good stage presence, practice as much as you can, and have it down, like go over the routine over and over and over and over and over. So what a fantastic routine, Penn and Teller, Caps and Balls. And couple more honorable mentions, I have Gary Jones, Fire Cups. You can learn that in Gary Jones' Penguin Live lecture. He basically uses 3 cups and paper balls made of flash paper, and at the end he light up all of the balls, and he produces a very interesting final load under the stack of cups. And the best thing about this routine is that it's completely self-working. No loads, no fake false transfers or anything like that. Completely self-working. You can take this routine and make it as difficult or as easy as you please. So what a great lesson from Gary Jones. And the last one, Francis Menotti. I love his routine basically for one key element, which is at the beginning of the routine he shows the final loads. This guy is crazy. At the beginning of the routine he shows like 3 pieces of fruit and a big red ball, something like that. He showed them, and he said, you are going to see them again, but not quite yet. And he placed them inside of his outer jacket pockets. And they are seeing that. The whole audience sees that. And then he starts with his cups and balls. He has very interesting moments of misdirection when balls appears on top of the cups. And he does, from my point of view, a very basic handling, very well executed, but a basic handling. But at the end of the routine, when the three pieces of fruit and the big ball appear under the cups, people are like, we saw you putting those stuff in your pockets, and now they are under the cups. And what I love about this approach is that a lot of the times when I have performed my chop cup routine, I have seen people, adults, grown-ups, say to me, I know how you did the cup trick. And I was like, what, how? And he said, the orange, the potato, the onion, I always change the final load depending on the routine that I'm doing next. The orange, the onion that you produce, you had it in your pocket. And you look at the audience member like, yeah, it is obviously in my pocket, but how did I load it? But for them, figuring out that the load is in your pocket is knowing how the trick was done. They know that the load is in your pocket, they know how the trick is done. So what Francis Menotti did here is like, yeah, they are in my pocket. Because the thing here is not that they are in my pocket. The thing here is that I am so skillful that you know these things are in my pocket. You know that I am going in and out of my pockets with the balls, and I am loading the fruit under the cups, and you have no idea. So I love how he took the heat out of the pocket by simply noticing. Paul Daniels said in his DVD Bravura that a quote from Ali Bongo is, if you can't hide something, paint it red. Right? If you want to hide something from the audience, but the audience notice it, paint it red, make it obvious. Like, yes, these things are in my pocket, so now this thing is out of the equation. No one is going to you and saying, you have those things in your pocket. Yeah, I told you that. So I love that approach from Francis Menotti routine. What a great guy, what a great magician. Okay, finally, my top 1 cups and balls routine goes to Hannibal. What an outstanding, I never get tired of watching this guy perform. Also a 2-cup routine, and it is great how well everything is tied together. A great beat in the hands of a spectator when he produces a miniature baseball glove, because he's using miniature baseball. So have you catch that? No, let me give you this to catch it. And he gives a little glove, and he has a great moment in the hands. He's always telling jokes, telling gags, and at the end, when he produces the fruit, the production of the fruit is related with the gags and jokes that he was telling before. And my favorite moment of this routine is when he's telling the audience that he never takes the ball from the table. Like, you may think that I am taking the ball from the table, but I am not. The ball is always on the table, and he is taking the ball and putting the cup again, but the ball vanishes from his hands and he's under the cup. And he's like, and you can see the people's faces like, yeah, he's not taking the ball, but he is. He is taking the ball, but he couldn't. So it's great. And I love his delivery, how calm he is, all of the jokes, the bits of Venus. So yes, my favorite cups and balls, the cups and ball that I am never tired of watching, goes to Hannibal. So please let me know in the comments if I have forgotten any kind of cups and balls routine that you think that it would be worth mentioning here. And guys, I see you in the near future.